Hi, Jez here from Nigezza.blogspot.com. I'm here to show you a exploding block box mini album. Now this is one that I made absolutely years ago, not Stampin' Up, and I got the idea from Pinterest. And you take the lid off and it explodes out, and this is a trip to Las Vegas that I did for my sister's 50th birthday, and I just printed off little pictures, and I printed some journaling of all the things that we did. We went to the Grand Canyon, did a bit of shopping, did a bit of gambling, had an absolutely marvellous time, and it's just a nice little memory. And this was done with 12 by 12 cardstock, and I wanted to replicate this using A4, and so I've come up with something that's slightly smaller, and I'm using the Merry Little Christmas papers just to show you that you don't have to use it for a Christmas project. It can be a non-Christmas project, and this is also going to be one of my entries into the team challenge of uses Christmas stuff to make non-Christmas things. Okay, so stay tuned and I will show you how I created the, oh dear, this little box. Hello and welcome back to Nigezza.blogspot.com. So today I'm going to show you what I did to make my exploding box. So I needed 4 pieces of A4 cardstock, loads and loads of leftovers. So you want one sheet that will be 8 by 8. Your next one slightly smaller there at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and then your third piece smaller again at 7 1/2 by 7 1/2, so they're just going down by 1/4 inch. And then you need one for the lid, which will be 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. So all these pieces are scored at all 4 sides at 2 3/4. So I shall do the first one with you and then finish the rest off camera, because you don't need to see me repeating the process 3 times. So we want to find 2 3/4. Can use your scoreboard, and then score at 2 3/4, and then turn it round, score again at 2 3/4, and do that on all 4 sides. And as I say, it's 2 3/4 on each square piece of cardstock, irrespective of how big it was when you started. And what you're going to do is cut away each of the corners. So move my trimmer out the way, get some big old scissors. You can cut this on your trimmer if you want to be a bit more accurate and straight. I'm just going to use my scissors and cut down these score lines. I did first see this made out of 12 by 12, but I just wanted to cut it down to fit A4, because not everybody has 12 by 12 cardstock, and if you're using Stampin' Up products, we don't have them in all the colours. So that is what you do, and again you've got some nice squares, and I'd save those for matting photographs. And then we just fold along each of these score lines and give it a burnish on all the edges. And we're going to go away and I'm going to do that with all 4 pieces and come back to you. Okay, so I've cut them all out and scored them, and I've stuck on the DSP. So the sizes of the DSP for the big mat outside bit, you need mats that are 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. You need 8 of those, and this is the outside, and that's what's going to be seen. All measurements will be on my blog, nigezza.blogspot.com, and then you need for the middle size one, they're 2 by 2 1/2. You need 8 of those, and you need to think about what's going to be opposite each other. And then for the one in the middle, they are 2 by 2 that way, sorry, by 1 7/8. Okay, I think I might have that measurement wrong. Need to double check. And so then you stick them all on. It's easy to stick on without them being stuck down together. So I'll just show you what I did. I'm using fast fuse because I had that bargain, and lots of people have problems with fast fuse. Really, it is literally put it on and then drag back and tick. I'm not applying any pressure. I'm literally putting it on, dragging back and ticking. If you don't do the tick, you get a trail, which is what people often end up with, and then they go, it's not working, the glue's, oh god, look what I did there. It really is a once only. That'll have to do. Normally I'd use wet glue, but for quickness. So you pull it and you don't tick, you get that. You see? So you have to pull it off, and then what happens is the glue goes down there, the strip goes down there. I don't know if you can see, the strip is there. So then you have to pull it up until that is once again at the end, and then you can go and tick. Really is, once you mastered it, it is so simple and so strong, but it is a one shot only, so you really need to know you're in the right place before you stick it down. And I'm going a bit squiff there, yeah, I'm not bothered. And so it's getting used to doing a tick. It doesn't take long before you are definitely ticking it. Right, I'm going to go this way round this time so that I don't go squiff. Might be my cutting actually. I like to cut it squiff. So you see I had a little bit of an end there. Pull it up and we're sorted. Okay, and then to stick them together I am going to use wet glue for this because I do want the wigglage. So I'm going to use some Tombow and I'm going to apply that to the bottom. Been away. I went away for my uncle's birthday in Ireland, and then Hurricane Ophelia struck, and so I ended up being away for a day longer than anticipated because all the flights were cancelled. We thought we were going to end up in the land of Oz. The wind was that strong. But we had a nice time because we knew our flight was cancelled before we actually went to the airport, which is handy. Some of my relatives actually ended up in the airport hanging around for like 24 hours. Absolute nightmare. Would have hated that. But we tried to look for something to spread that out, so I put a bit too much on. We actually we just went for the off licence and bought a few beers and some wine and had a very nice time. Got to make the most of it, haven't you? And then I've got glue on my hand and it's going to go everywhere. I need to wipe it off. It's already gone everywhere. So then that is cut so that there is a bit of a border of a mat, which is why I'm using wet glue. Apologies if head is in the way, but I want to make sure that this goes in the right place. Slipping a bit because I did put slightly too much glue on there. I keep lifting up and you can see that there is a gap. There we go. So that's that one. Glued in place. Nicely. And then I'll try and put a little less glue because it won't coming out, so I squeeze too hard. There we go. And then that go in the middle there. Should have a little edge in. Should be able to see the edge on each of the sides, and there we have it. So all that's left to do is to make the lid. Now to make the lid, I cut the square, which was 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, and I've scored it at 1 inch all the way around. So then I'm just going to fold and burnish those score lines. I'm just going to make a lid like I make all my lids for square boxes. Well, you could do the same for rectangle boxes actually, it doesn't have to be a square box. So there we go, and then I'm just going to cut a notch up there. Notch in that side. And I'm going to mat the DSP on here. Before I glue it down, because it's just a bit easier. I've decided to go for stripes on the outside because I cut one slightly wrong. I need to check I'm getting the bigger one. Yeah, I'm going to go for stripes on the outside because I thought that would make a nice contrast to the dots. On the outside, dotty one on the middle. My hands are so sticky now. There we go. And then I'm going to do some stripy edges. So these mats are 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 for the top, and then the ones round the outside are 2 3/8 by 3/4. I decided to go for the up and down direction because I thought that would look nice. That's all. I just thought that'll look nice. I did think if it went the other way, because it's such a small amount, it might look a bit odd. One thing about fast fuse is if you do get on something, it does just roll off. Because although it's a paper to paper, it's one chance only. If you do get it where it's not sticking anything down, it will just roll off. Or if you happen to have an adhesive remover rubber, you just rub it off, which is what's really cool about it. So there's some there, so it just rubs off. Really marvellous. Love it. Right, so then we just want some fast fuse on these flaps. Done all four now, and then we just match up the edges. Oh, what I meant to do was build it around this actually. I think that's fine. And then I was just gonna cover up the inside. Couldn't do this before you put it together because obviously you need to just stick the flaps down, but I just thought it'd be quite nice to cover up those edges, because it is going to be a bit of a decorative bit, and I thought this would look nicer if we covered up those joins. Don't know why I've got an extra bit of this stripe. Because I've chosen this colour DSP, kind of blends in, so it doesn't really matter if it's a bit squiff. But you may choose to use liquid glue, which gives you a bit of wigglage, so that sort of makes the inside a little bit neater. So then you just close it up and the lid fits on like so, and then you're ready to do your mats for your photos. And I did think about decorating it with ribbon and such like, but that is the basic exploding box ready for pictures and mats. Okay, I shall do some decoration and come back to you. So I decorated the top. I used our new large 2 1/4 inch circle spun punch and the starburst punch, which I punched out of the spotty paper, the same as the side, and then I decided to put a sentiment on, so I used the stitch circle die there and the lovely sentiment from the Beautiful You set, the Live with Passion, Laugh Out Loud and Love Deeply, because it's going to be a little photo album. And then I've put a bit of our old olive sheer ribbon around the outside, and I've used some glue dots to secure it in place. And I'm just going to add a bit of bling. We've got the little dots, and I'm going to use the I can actually get into the packet. I have opened it already because oh, there it is. Put the closure on the front. So I'm going to use these to cover up where the glue dot went. And I think that will make them look quite nice. So I'm going to go for one there, because you can just feel a bump where the glue dot's been, and that will cover it up nicely. And then I might put one at the top and at the bottom there. And I just tied it in a bow, and then I've created some photo mats on the inside just using the offcuts from the things. I've done a bow in the middle, and then I've used the pretty label punch to add some photo mats, journaling spots, until I actually decide on the photos and things that are going in there. I can't really finish it off properly. I'll probably stick some other embellishments on there. I'll probably use the leaf punch to decorate it as well. So that's the project. Hope you like it. Obviously it's just little photos, but I think it's quite a cute little present. You could use it for an occasion, somebody's 18th, 21st, 30th, 40th, 50th, baby's first birthday, and you could fill it with photographs from their first year. Obviously I would change the colours, but yeah, what do you think? I'm quite pleased with that. Nice little wow factor when it opens up and you start reading what you've written. Okay, all the measurements will be over on my blog, Nigezza.blogspot.com. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.